We are going to draw a pair of skulls like this, laid out on the page side by side. So hold your paper in the landscape format and begin by drawing the cranium of the profile skull near the upper left hand corner like this. Remember, we conceptualize the cranium as a pair of half circles with enough space in between to hold the spine of a hardcover book. The brow ridge goes on the 3 o'clock position of the cranium, and the line of the face drops straight down from the brow ridge. The eye socket fits inside the form of the cranium, filling most of the bottom half like this, below the brow ridge, while the ear hole is located near the bottom center of this rectangle. To know how long to make the face, we can mark eye level, mark the top of the head, and then simply double this distance and determine how far down we need to make the chin in order to keep eye level centered. The jaw originates just in front of the ear hole, slopes forward slightly until it gets near the level of the chin, at which time it abruptly changes direction, forming the angle of the jaw here. The nose cavity begins with this indentation below the brow ridge, which is always above eye level, and ends around the same level as the bottom of the cranium here. This bottom portion of the face is divided up into thirds. The top 2/3 are occupied by the muzzle form, and the bottom third by the chin, with the line between the teeth extending, cutting through the center of the muzzle form. Front of the cheekbone follows the same direction as the cranium, just beyond it. below the eye socket, then cuts up to just above the ear hole, while the back of the orbit meets the cheekbone and goes straight back. Teeth in front are very foreshortened and grow wider and more blocky as they
I got my own problems, Joe.
The last feature of the skull from the side is the mastoid process. It juts down slightly just below the ear hole. The front of the jaw is not generally visible. And we're going to indicate the direction of the spine tilting forward a little bit as it goes up. We're now going to draw the skull from the front. Cranium is going to be the same size as it was from the side. And it's roughly a circle. We're going to conceptualize the eye sockets, which are still covering the bottom half of the cranium, as a pair of aviator sunglasses that fill up most of this space. And the nose cavity as an upside down heart that again reaches down as far as the bottom of the cranium. The cheekbone from the front, again, as with the side, follows the general form of the cranium, extending just a little bit beyond it, coming out on the sides to form one of the widest points of the face, and then narrowing to connect to the outside of the orbit or eye socket. The form of the upper jaw is about as wide as space between the pupils would be. And the teeth, line between the teeth, are again only a third of the way down between the bottom of the nose and the bottom of the chin. If we go to the outside of the eye sockets and straight down, we get the approximate width of the jaw. We're going to carry almost straight down till we get near the level of the chin, hitting again the angle of the jaw, and then cutting sharply inward towards the chin, like that. This space in front of the jaw is foreshortened but still visible from the front. The spine, of course, is going to be straight up and down. The front teeth, very large compared to the other teeth on top, and then rapidly getting smaller in size and more foreshortened as we come around. Bottom teeth are more uniform in size and again foreshortened as they turn this corner. The we need to make is in the shape of the cranium, which is hollowed out on either side of the orbit to accommodate the mass of the temporalis muscle, which goes under the cheekbone and creates the movement of the jaw. So we're going to be hollowing out this part and creating a wide point above the brow ridge, about as wide as the cheekbones, which we refer to as the temple. To review the most important proportions, we have the ear hole centered between the front and back of the skull from the side. We have eye level centered between the top and bottom of the skull. And we have the line of the teeth 1/3 of the way down, from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. These are the key proportions on which you'll be assessed. For landmarks, keep in mind bottom of the nose cavity is going to be level with the bottom of the cranium. The brow ridge is as far out on this curve as you can get before it starts curving back in, or about the 3 o'clock position on a head facing right. And the mastoid process is right behind the ear hole.